There we go. So let's try this again. Sorry for that, guys. I had this set for recording and had it set to 60 frames per second and had it on the wrong mic and everything else. So hopefully now you guys can hear me and the feed should be stable. Probably isn't a good idea to stream at 60 frames per second. Awesome. Cool. So, good morning, Jade, Doss, K Money, Pac Man, Old Rasputin, Shades. Rasputin is. Have you been on here before? Welcome if you haven't. Sorry if I've just missed your name. Scott, Game God, Critical Sid. Welcome everybody. I do look a little bit different. Okay, well let me look into the camera here for a second so you can see what's going on. My wife, I have to say first off, my wife hates this. She hates it so much. She won't look at me. So there's no way I can keep this. It's sad because I like it. I like looking like a dummy. Mutton chops. Yes. It's all about the mutton chops. Yeah, but I can't keep it. I had to keep it just for a couple days so I could at least stream. But she is not going to let me keep this. So, anyways, I don't know. I thought it might grow on her, but she calls me Jewish. She calls me Amish, and she tells me I look like a fool. So I can't keep it, sadly. And it seems like I don't know. You guys can chime in on it. It seems like the men appreciate it because they think it's funny, and they like it, but the women all hate it. That's what it seems. It seems like the deal is. So whatever. I have to at least make my wife happy. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to just shave it all off here soon. Anyways. The Ren Fest. What is the Ren Fest, Jay? You took your face all the way down. What do you mean by that? You mean you shaved your entire face? Maybe if it were trimmed shorter. Here's the thing. So, my shaving habits are really they surround laziness. That is the main reason for this, and that is the main reason why it's usually a full beard. My typical shaving habits are, shave it once every 3 months and let it grow. that's all I do because I don't like the upkeep. But so what happened last time is I shaved my lips because it was starting to drive me nuts because it would get into my food and everything because it was getting so long. And I started shaving it down the middle and thought, hey, I don't really feel like finishing it off, and it didn't look terrible, so I just left it. And then I went to my wife's parents' house, went to the in-laws like that. My wife just she did not like it at all. Well, to be honest, I don't like it, so the tradition continues. There you go. It's funny. Renaissance Festival, sure, okay. I've never been to a Renaissance Festival, but I've had quite a few friends that regular Renaissance festivals. All right. So I guess the mutton chops are going to have to come off here probably later today so that my wife will actually look at me and doesn't despise the way I look. And frankly, so that my sex life can continue. So, anyways. On that note, let's say a prayer. No, but anybody have any prayer requests for today before we get into that? I know I'm having a really really good couple days. Other than the fact I just helped my buddy move yesterday, or I helped him pack everything up yesterday into his Penske truck, and then he's moving to Texas, so I'm gonna miss him. But other than that, I'm doing good. There is no lights blinking on the bar top. That's exactly what we're gonna fix, K Money. So I got an email from Art Sue. I hope I'm saying that right. He's the developer of LEDBlinky, and he gave me instructions, everything that is not working the way it should. And so the first thing we're gonna do this morning, development wise, is exactly that. We're gonna get those lights blinking. We're gonna fix it all up, make it all work properly, which really shouldn't take too long. And I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do after that, but that'll be what we start with. And of course, the voice recognition stuff is it's working really great for quite a few people now, which is it's about time, thankfully. But there's still some stuff to resolve there, so I might get back to that. The bar top is not in my house. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that, Jade. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with prayer. I'm not hearing any prayer requests yet. But anytime, guys, you guys do have prayer requests, just speak up. Let me know, and I'm happy to pray for you guys. Hey, DJ Quad, welcome. I got my Disney princess, baby princess mug here that I am proudly displaying for y'all. Anyways, yeah, it's USB shades. There's a USB controller, and then you attach all the LEDs to the USB controller, the lights controller, whatever. It is an Animators Collection mug, yeah. For some stupid reason, I have really enjoyed some of the latest Disney mugs. This is Wally, but it isn't Wally. It's what's her name? The other one. I like that one too. Hey, Beatlemaniac. Eve, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys inside the inside the back of it at some point here in a video coming up soon. So I got a lot more videos planned for this thing. This cabinet is gonna basically like be the mascot. To be honest, it's gonna hopefully it'll get lots of people want to make their own. That's kind of the point. So, and I think, oh man, Rincewind did such an awesome job with the graphics on this thing, and Monster Arcades just builds them so well. I'm just so pleased with it. It's amazing. Anyway, let's pray. Lord, thank you for blessings like Bartop Arcades. Help us to just have a good time this morning and enjoy the Bartop Arcade and enjoy the development, enjoy each other. Bless our conversations. Help me be productive in the development. You know what's going on with everybody here. I pray that you would just be with everybody and help them to just have few problems, have a smooth time in the upcoming days, and help their days be filled with love and family and everything nice, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you, Beatlemaniac. Hey Nosh. Welcome, Nosh. Good to see you on here. I assume you're the same Nosh I know. So the voice command stuff. Let me give you guys a rundown on the development of the voice command stuff. Quickly here. So cool. I'm glad to have you here, Nash. That's awesome. So the voice command stuff. Basically, there were a number of weird things that we were running into with people. It's just not working for some people, and there's still some of that, although it seems to be working for the vast majority of people. The one trick that I think we're running into more than anything is the fact that LaunchBox, when you say the LaunchBox phrase, different people, there's so many different accents, and it's not a good word to use for the introductory word. And so that's causing problems. I think is the gist of the most of the complications are surrounding that. However, there's three words you can use or three phrases you can use. There's LaunchBox, Big Box, or computer. And the most effective, even though I don't like saying computer, the most effective way that seems to work for most people is to say computer, and that will wake it up. I'm up for hearing ideas as far as words to use. Certain words are better than others. The more consistent it sounds between each person's voice, the better. The problem with LaunchBox is it's not in the dictionary. that's one of the problems. And if I pull up the code for that in my speech handler here, you scroll down. So these are the words I'm actually listening for. Okay, I'm listening for LaunchBox, of course. I'm listening for LaunchBox, Big Box, computer, on stocks, because that's one time when I was doing it, that's what it thought it was. Blackhawks and anything that ends with box in order to open up the voice recognition conversation. So really, ideally, we need a word to use that, one, fits with LaunchBox and makes sense. Two, it's fun to say. Three, it's easy for the voice recognition engine to interpret. And it's consistent between like accents and all that kind of stuff. So that's the challenge with the voice recognition. I can go in and explain this a lot further. It's a very complicated thing. So for example, there's for instance, there's two modes. The first mode is called dictation mode, and that is where it's always listening to you, waiting for you to say one of these words, waiting for you to say LaunchBox or computer or whatever else. All right, and in that mode, it's very inaccurate because it's only listening for certain words. It doesn't need to be accurate in that mode. And I haven't told it, these are the commands to listen for. It's just in dictation mode, listening for you to say those specific words. And so that is the most challenging to get right. Then once you say, LaunchBox or computer, and it says yes, then it has a specific list of commands that it's listening for and can pick from. And at that point, the voice recognition gets a lot more accurate because there's a specific set of commands that it's listening for. So it's only going to hear one of those preset commands, which makes that particular situation a lot easier. So in other words, once we get over the initial hump of being able to be heard, then things will get a lot more consistent for people. So I think that's where we're at, and there's the issues of certain people not being able to use it, probably because the voice recognition stuff is not installed on their computer or something of that nature. So that's kind of a rundown on what we were dealing with last week with the voice recognition stuff, and then also into this week a little bit as well. I need to get another beta out because I do have some fixes there. Let's catch up on the comments a little here. Kind of a Trekkie. Any way to say computer instead of LaunchBox? Yes, that already works, Pac-Man. Yeah. Well, that's cool if that's a Star Trek thing. I'm sorry, guys. I've never been a Trekkie. I'm a Star Wars guy, sort of, but I've never been a Trekkie. But yeah, yes, I can let the user set it. But one thing that scares me a little bit, Jade, with letting the user set it, is that is a delicate thing. And if I let the user set it, somebody's going to set it to something, it's not going to work, and then I'm going to hear about it. It's kind of the word, and we're going to have to, the problem, we're going to have to deal with support all over the place. So maybe if I pick if I provide the user with a list of options, or let the user say any of them, I think that's probably a better better bet. Hey, Stifilus, welcome. We're going to be working with LEDBlinky here shortly on the new Bartop arcade. Hey, Moose. Moo. Welcome. K-Money. That would be cool if we get a Patrick Stewart voice. Oh, yeah, of course. That would be awesome. I love Patrick Stewart. Is it Sappy you are using? Sappy. I don't even know. S-A-P-I. I gotta look that up. I'm sorry. I hate acronyms because I never know what they mean. Speech Application Programming Interface. An API produced by Microsoft for speech recognition and speech synthesis. Yes, I believe that is. I am using the Microsoft API. Assuming that's the latest one, the latest Microsoft Speech API, yes, that's what I'm using. You didn't. I'm sorry, Stifilus, that you didn't win the lottery. I guess the Lord just decided that you shouldn't win the lottery. You know how bad winning the lottery is for people? All right. Moose, yes, thank you. Unfortunately, I mean, I like the mutton chops. We just talked about that, Moose, but unfortunately, my wife hates it, so I got to get rid of it here soon. Yes, the bar top is looking nice in the back. Thank you. It's hard to see a little bit, but I am going to be working on that, and you guys, and we'll get the lights blinking on that. That's kind of the first objective here this morning. Yes, we will be doing a voice recognition tutorial, Beatomaniac. Yeah, exactly. I'll sick Brad on that here soon. Yes. Oh, man. I haven't been happy with Star Wars for a very long time. But we don't need to get into that. Voice switching via Sappy. That's one thing I want to do. I know on Windows 10 there's something like 5 different voices available just out of the box. So yeah, I know it should be relatively easy to do that. So yeah, hit me up, Jade. Yeah, it wasn't that great. I'm with you guys there. The Force Awakens, it was meh. But I mean, I don't really want to get into a big long discussion on that. But yeah, I wasn't really. Granted, like episode 1, I really enjoyed episode 1 for the video games, merchandise, stuff like that. But not really the movie that much. Well, I hated like episode 2 and 3. I just did not like at all. Episode 1 was better than the other 2, but well. I don't know. There's probably a way to pull that off, Doss. Awesome, Jade. Yeah, you're not the only person, Beatlemaniac. I'm in the same boat. Anyways, so LEDBlinky, I've got an email to pull up here from Artsu. Let's get busy. Hey, Huygen just got back to me with the VLC stuff. That's exciting. That's good. All right. Uh-oh. I got an email about there being an error with the forums. Anybody seen any issues with the forums? Seems to be loading fine for me. It's pretty rare, but every once in a while we are seeing some errors with the forums, so I got to get back to that here at some point and get that fixed. And I really need to blow my nose, guys. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Ah, that makes sense. I like Lara. Life is cyclical. And sickly. All right. So, I'm looking for my email from Artsu. Here it is. So he says, first off, each time LaunchBox changes lists, LEDBlinky can run its list change animation. If LaunchBox does not mix different emulator ROMs in the same list, all games in a list use the same emulator, then each time a list is changed, execute LEDBlinky twice, one with 7 emulator name, and a second time with 8. The 7 command will set the emulator, and the 8 command will optionally allow LEDBlinky to run a list change animation. Neat. But if LaunchBox does allow different emulator ROMs in the same list, then just send the 8 command on a list change. Okay. So basically, if we're viewing platforms, we should use 7, then the emulator name, and then 8. One problem with the current implementation that I'm reading from this email is that it's expecting a list change command before selecting the various games that we're not doing. So that's what we need to do here first, I think. Oh man, you're making me jealous, Moose. I still have that on my playlist. I'm really looking forward to playing Rise of the Tomb Raider because I loved Tomb Raider so much, the one before it. Static Fade, morning. Thank you. Ah, yes, the last beta has that box that shows up on top. You can turn that box off, Static Fade, if you turn off debug mode in the voice recognition options. So go into the voice recognition options, turn off debug mode, and if everything is working great for you, then just disable it. You're good to go. Good to hear, though, man. That's good to hear. As we've had so much trouble with that, just getting it consistent and getting it working well. Yeah, well, man, I really enjoyed the first one. So even if they did nothing better than the first game, I'm still gonna love it, because that was one of my favorite games, really, that I've ever played. The Tomb Raider remake from 2009 or whatever. That's awesome. Yeah, a good mic does indeed make all the difference. Of course, I've got excellent mics here because I got a live stream with you guys. And it really helps. Anyways, I have finally gotten it working on my laptop though, so that's good. It takes a little bit of tweaking, and it's not as consistent, not quite as good. Speaking of mics, guys, I do have some mics to recommend. Relatively cheap mics to recommend, so I'll be doing that here shortly. So, anyways, list change stuff. First things first. When we open up a new list, let's start with big box because I think that's going to be easier. It's going to be easy in both of them, I think. If we pull up the main view model, and then basically we're going to say show platforms. Well, the list changes when we go into the game views, I think. So we have a show games, except there it is. So we have a particular filter type, we have a query, and we have a platform query. There's 3 of these methods. Then we have show an individual game. So these are the things that we need to work with here for the list change stuff. So first off, we kind of need to open up the LEDBlinky class and add a method for this stuff. So I'm going to add a public static void list change with a string platform. And he says I should be running 7 and then the emulator name, which is a platform, every time it changes. So first off, if string.isNull or empty platform, because this is going to be, you're going to be able to run this with or without a platform. And we'll say string platform equals null. If it's not empty, then we run 7 and then the platform name. So LEDBlinky dot run 7 space quote plus platform plus end quote, and that should do it. And then we run another one always with 8. LEDBlinky dot run 8. There we go. So then in here I'm going to say first off, if filter type equals platform, then it's going to be LEDBlinky dot list change name, which is going to be the platform name. Otherwise, we say LEDBlinky dot list change null. However, I think I can, yeah, we can one-liner this. There it is. So that is that method, nice and simple. This one, this is a search, and so there's going to be no platform in this one, so we're just going to say list change without a platform. And then this is the one strictly for platforms, so this one is always going to be platform. Oh, platform.name. There it is. And then we have show all games, which needs it as well. This is going to be blank. And then back. And then show games is just going to go back to the previous games model. I guess I'm going to say just list change on that for now. Show games. Show game. I don't think we're going to do a list change on show game. So that should cover it, I think. Yeah, Ali, I agree about Tomb Raider. Yeah, I really enjoyed Lara's character. Not in Rise of the Tomb Raider, because I haven't played it yet, but in the original. Yeah, I never got into, honestly, I never got into the, well, I did, okay, don't get me wrong. I did play, I think Tomb Raider 2 on PC, but I was a kid, I was pretty young. I don't think I ever finished it, but I really did enjoy it for quite a long time. Hey, Vissy, welcome. Somebody had asked about the scrolling text. Yes, we did wrap that up. Whoever asked, I'm sorry I skipped that over. I missed it. I forgot to respond. In the voice recognition options, there's a checkbox to enable or disable debug mode. Although I have to say, I praise the latest Tomb Raider series because it's very obvious that they removed the sexual overtones with Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. That they just basically took that out of the picture, and all of a sudden you had a wonderfully developed character that wasn't just based in sex. So I was amazed by that, and it was successful, and they did a wonderful job with it. So, I mean, I'm not an expert on on what's sexist and what isn't or any of that stuff. Usually that stuff doesn't bother me too much, but man, I thought it was really awesome what they did with the reboot, because to me it didn't seem like it was sexist at all. It didn't try and make me horny. It just made me fall in love with Lara. So it was good. We're working on LEDBlinky though, fixing it all up. Now that I have the cabinet, we're gonna make this actually work today, which is exciting. We're gonna make it blinky. Ah, they explore religion. Interesting. Cool. So, anyways, here goes. We did the list change for show games. I think we're good there. I kind of want to, on backing out, I think we also need to do a list change though. We need to do one of these when we go back out to the filters views, I think. So we're on show images. Here's show platforms. Or really it should be on back maybe. Go ahead and put it in these. And options, system, yeah, sure. Okay, and then from there, thinking through it, I think that should be most of the list. Oh, back. Yeah, we definitely need, whenever we go back, so that's going to be called already there and there. I think I'm going to call it there as well. Excuse me. It didn't make me horny. To be honest with you guys, I don't want that in video games these days. It's distracting and annoying, and I don't want that. I don't like it. Are you planning to test the LEDBlinky code with the Bartop arcade and show it to us in this feed? Yes, I am. That is the goal. That's the number one priority here for you guys. I have all the pieces I need, in theory, to be able to do that. So that is the goal. Yes, I'm planning to do the whole thing, get the whole experience going this morning in the next 2.5 hours. And I'm confident we can pull that off. Me too. That's That's what I've been excited about LEDBlinky stuff in particular. So now I didn't say that I'm never gonna play a game with girls in skimpy clothing. It's just that I don't always appreciate it. Do you have the code in for LEDBlinky so the colors can change per main ROM name? No, the initial implementation of LEDBlinky is not, well, my buttons, all right? So my understanding with LEDBlinky, and I might be wrong, but my understanding is that particular stuff is all managed in LEDBlinky. So once we get the LaunchBox integration going, it won't matter, and you'll be doing all that configuration in LEDBlinky itself for the colors. Unfortunately, though, this cabinet does not have multicolor buttons. It's just light up buttons for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 buttons. I've got 16 buttons on there and they light up, and that's it right now. And I could change it out. You know, we could put color buttons in there and stuff eventually, but right now it's just a standard LEDBlinky non-color thing. And the reason why I did that for starters is because from what I hear, it can be a royal pain to get all the color stuff configured. So I wanted to start relatively simple and then work my way up. Anyways. Jade. Look at the bar top. Look at that poor bar top. It's blushing, Jade. It is blushing. You have made the bar top blush. All right. Nah, sure. That makes sense. And I know that Artsu is working on that kind of stuff. He's going to wrap this up after this next beta comes out. He needs me to fix these issues, and then once I get them fixed, he'll be working on the full integration for us. So yes, that is coming. Hey Omen, would it be possible to add an option for alternate emulators in the additional app menu? I see what you mean. Sure, yeah. If you could put a ticket in for that, I think that's probably a good idea. Wouldn't be too terrible to implement. So yeah, if you can put a ticket in for that, I'd appreciate it, Omen. Yeah, and that's what Keith from Monster Arcades. As I was building it, I asked him those questions, and he said yes, the color stuff is a pain, and you probably don't want to tackle that from the get-go. So that's why we stuck with the the regular LEDBlinky buttons. Great guy. You mean Artsu or Keith? I think they're both great guys. That's awesome, K-Money. Thank you. It wants to visit. Played around with the audio visualizer yet? Audio visualizer. I'm drawing a blank. Are you talking about for the voice recognition, Nosh? All right. In the meantime here, let's go to LaunchBox and get that working in LaunchBox as well. And that's going to be relatively simple. It's just going to be a main form. Oh, in LEDBlinky? No, I haven't played around with anything in LEDBlinky yet. So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, like, I just got this cabinet put together last night. Or not put together. I got it all out of the box. It was kind of a major effort, as you guys saw in the video. I posted a video, if you guys haven't seen it, on the unboxing of this guy. So go watch that after the stream if you haven't seen that yet. But it took me a while to get the video edited and up and all that stuff. And so, I mean, I've been swamped. So haven't really played with it that much at this point. Moose, maybe you replied somewhere else on the subject, but what about the situation with voice control where there are more than one title with the same name? We could add, I don't know. You tell me what to do in that situation. It'll just select the first match, yeah. But what about popping up the numbered list and the user can say select for it? That's not a bad idea. That's a pretty good idea. I wouldn't say that's a priority because most people don't have more than one game in their collection with the same title. Most people aren't interested in that, but I can see how that would be useful. And the other thing is additional apps and all kinds of stuff there. They're not going to be, you can't run an additional app right now. So there's a lot of stuff to extend on, yes, with the voice recognition, and we will get there. I think that is a great idea to be able to select between two different games. LEDBlinky, sure. Oh, that's good to know, K-Money. Cool. Because LEDBlinky is the stuff I'm going to be using to set up all the other platforms at K-Money's recommendation. So that's exciting. Bye, Ali. Thanks for joining. Did you put the Jason Carr Easter egg in? No, I haven't done anything Easter eggy yet. I'm checking out your video, Nosh. Dubstep Arcade. Nice. I can't watch the whole video because I want to get back to development, but that's pretty neat. That's awesome. Cool. I like how with the voice you can launch a game while it's updating. Interesting. Sure. Never thought about that. That makes sense. Yes, add that, please. Well, that's part of LEDBlinky, so I think that I'm not sure how to do that exactly, but we'll figure that out. Competition for my affections. All right, let's go into populate games. This method, this should be relatively easy because this method is called every single time different games are populated. So really all we should need to do is figure out what we're on and then call that stuff. So filter values. If sidebar control. Well, that's custom filters. We don't want that. Okay, and we're getting panel 1 collapsed. Sure. So we're checking to see if the filters are visible. Excuse me. So basically what we want to do in this case is say, since it's custom filters, we just want to say LEDBlinky list change with nothing in it. For this, it could be a platform. If this left split container panel 1 collapsed, then at that point we don't have any filters going on, so I'm just going to do a standard list change. Otherwise, else if this sidebar control selected filter type equals, you know what we can do is, or this sidebar control selected filter type is not equal to platform. Oh, come on. Filter types platform. If it is equal to filter types platform, we need to check to see if it's all, I suppose, as well. LEDBlinky.list change. We need the else in there. And in this case, it's this.sidebar control.selected filter value. It gets us the current platform. If the filter value or this.sidebar control.selected filter value or string that is null or empty. Or one last check. This.sidebar control.selected filter value dot equals program dot data manager dot settings dot all sidebar all text. And current culture ignore case. There. And I think in theory that is all we should need for LaunchBox itself. Beatlemaniac. By the way, I noticed that the voice commands are character perfect. For example, when you say open PlayStation or open PS1, it doesn't work. Yes. You have to say open Sony PlayStation. Can you make the voice commands more lenient? Yes, I can. And that'll be planned. Especially during testing. I had done a lot of that work and made it a lot more lenient, but I had to limit it because of some performance issues. But we will be opening that stuff back up with some options. The more lenient we make it, the more commands we add, the less performant it's going to be. All right. So I just need to add some options in there to control that stuff. And what I mean by performant is when you load it up for the first time, in order to initialize more options, it takes longer. So there's something to think about there. But yes, we will be making that stuff more lenient optionally. On the bar top, is that a spinning wheel above the blue buttons? Yes, it is. Why only one? I don't know. Be nice to have two. Good point. Yep. I wasn't offered two, but I'm not sure if there's too many. Anybody know of any two-player spinner games? I'm excited to play with that spinner. I wanted a spinner for a long time. Yeah, for Atari, if you say 2600, it doesn't understand. It only wants 2600. And I don't know about anyone else, but I always call it the first one. Yeah, so there are some issues like that we need to solve for sure. Yeah, take it easy, Moose. I'll look that up some other time. I'm kind of afraid to look that up. Take care. Static fade. I did try the voice command and debug mode checked and unchecked. Doesn't change the white box on top from disappearing. Oh, you might have to, even after a restart. Okay, interesting. Huh. All right, well, I'll look at that, static fade. Yeah, I did know performant isn't in the dictionary, and I've looked that up before, and it's pissed me off. I don't know why it's not in the dictionary. It's dumb. Only robots call it 2,600. Not 26,000. 2,600. Pong. Yeah. Oh, Pong is two-player. No kidding. Duh. Wow. Holy crap, Vissy. That's awesome. That's pretty impressive. You'll have to detail for us how you managed to pull that off on the forums. That's incredible. Very cool. All right, so moving on for LEDBlinky, the next thing I need to do he says, each time a game is selected, you want to send the 9 ROM command. All right, well, let me check this paragraph before I make sure I have everything right here. Let me go to my LEDBlinky Yeah, we run 7 with the platform, then we run 8. That's correct. 8 is basically sending an animation, which would be pretty. That'll be fun. Each time a game is selected, you want to send the 9 ROM command. Game select. Ah, okay. So I'm doing the wrong thing on game select. Not really sure why. This allows LEDBlinky to demo the selected game controls, but the catch here is that LEDBlinky assumes the emulator command 7 has already been set when the list is changed. Sure, so if the LaunchBox mixes different emulator ROMs in the same list, you'll have to execute LEDBlinky twice when each game is selected. Alright, so first off we need LEDBlinky dot run 7 for the game's platform. All right, except 7 quote plus that's right, plus game.platform plus quote, close it out. And then we run 9, and then the ROM name. 9, quote, and then this gets the ROM or the title depending on what type of game it is, which is what it should be doing. Except, what the heck? We're not doing this quite right. So, game.emulator ID or application path is null. In other words, we don't. Then we send the title over if it can't get the ROM basically. Otherwise, we get the file name from the application path, and then we're going to be done. We're not going to send the platform over as well. I think that's wrong. There. Okay. Then each time a game is started, send the 3 command. Game start. Okay. Yeah, this is different than the documentation, and I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna trust the stuff that's straight from Artsu. So this is each time a game is started, send the 3 command. This is the game start command, and LEDBlinky will use the ROM and emulator specified from the prior commands. Okay. So in theory, all we should have to do is say 3, I think. And then this is going to change. Each time a game emulator is exited, send the 4 command. Game stop, 4. We're already doing that. Hopefully LaunchBox can detect when the emulator quits. This is a real problem for Hyperspin Rocket Launcher. We can, guys. We can. Oops. Lost my email here. Where did it go? There it is. Each time LaunchBox starts the attract mode, send the 5 command. Okay. Yep, I have screensaver start, which I'm not calling anywhere, but we'll add that here. This will optionally start LEDBlinky's attract mode options. Each time LaunchBox stops the attract mode, send the 6 command. So we need to add that, and then I think, in theory, the code will be ready here for us to test. So that's exciting. Let's go ahead and add, well, first off, I've got errors because I changed up the game start command, so we'll fix that up here first. This should be as easy as just doing that. What do you mean it doesn't contain definition for list change? Are you kidding? That's weird. No, I didn't want to peek it. Well, I'm going to just assume that it's nuts. We'll rebuild it, and hopefully it builds. Let's check the comments while it's building. Awesome, Vissy. Do I plan on selling arcade cabinets with big box pre-configured? I don't see anything wrong with that. Honestly, I don't, Beatlemaniac. So that is good to know that you would be interested. I think if we obviously if we did that, there would be no ROMs included. I would not be including all the videos from Emu Movies. I mean, I'm not going to rip anybody off, is what I'm trying to say there. So it wouldn't be possible for me to sell everything already ready to go, because I can't distribute ROMs, and I can't distribute media from people and all that stuff. I'm not going to sell other people's work, is what I'm trying to say. So with that thought, it would be possible for us to do it, but it wouldn't get you all the way there. Unless maybe we, you bought an Emu Movies subscription as part of it or something like that. But so that is something to think about. I don't want to deal with hardware myself. That's not my cup of tea. So what I would rather do for that is I'd rather work with somebody like Monster Arcades. Here's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to bang on Monster Arcade's door and bang on every single arcade machine company out there saying, I want LaunchBox and Big Box on my arcade cabinets. If there's a single way you guys can help me out more than anything else, it would be to get all these creators working with LaunchBox and Big Box instead of GameX and Hyperspin. That would be amazing, because once we've got that going, and I can make partners with all these legitimate guys. I don't want to make partners with the guys that are ripping everything off. That's not my interest. But Monster Arcades, he doesn't do that. He doesn't rip anybody off. He doesn't provide all the media. He doesn't provide ROMs. That's not the point. He builds the cabinets, and he can set it up with a particular front end, but he is not going to give you all the extra stuff that you shouldn't have gotten for free, that kind of thing. So anyways, but yeah, so ultimately what I would like to do is partner with these guys to make it possible for them to give you an already set up unit using Big Box. So that's kind of where I'm coming from there. Really? That's interesting, K-Money. Good to know. Well, hopefully, let me know what isn't working, and we'll get it fixed. We'll make it work as 100% as best we can. Yeah, even like including the emulators is legal. There's legal problems with that for many of those emulators. When exiting a game where if Hyperspin lost focus, that makes sense. Okay. Cool, Doss. That sounds awesome. Hey, Martin. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't going to last very long, the mutton chops, because my wife doesn't like it. We already had that conversation earlier, so yeah, I'm gonna probably before Monday I'll have everything shaven off and start the process to growing it all back. Sell the cabinet, not emulators, but to have LEDBlinky pre-configured. Yeah, really, to be honest, Beatlemaniac, I think that's what Monster Arcades already does. He already configured LEDBlinky for all my buttons. and it should already work with MAME once I get Big Box going. So the only difference between what you're asking for and what Monster Arcades offers is just getting Big Box on there by default. That's it. So, yeah, Game Room Designs Canada is another one that's reputable. So, if you're in Canada at least. Yeah. Jade. Rocket launcher pre-configured too. Sure, that makes sense. Wow, that is awesome, Nosh. Well, I'm excited to see what comes out of that. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. I know I got a lot of work to get back to help you out with that stuff too. So hopefully before the week is out, I can get back to some of that stuff. All right, where were we? We were going to test things. No, not quite yet. The only thing left to implement is screensaver start and screensaver stop whenever and this is only in Big Box, but when the attract mode kicks in, we want to call screensaver start, and when it's done, we need to call screensaver stop. So let me excuse me, go to my main view model. We have initialize attract mode. Stop attract mode is easy. So this is called whenever anything is pressed. And that just calls initialize attract mode. So let's put it in here. This basically, well, now let's put it in stop attract mode. LEDBlinky dot screensaver stop, and then start attract mode. The initial time it started, it's basically we initialize this timer, and then the timer elapsed. We have attract mode running equals false. Timer on elapsed. We check whether the app is active. It's not active. We basically stop it. So this is, I'm thinking we are going to need to move this to here. Or maybe I should, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to copy that and put it here. And then also, if this.attract mode running, and that is what we initialized to false, attract mode running. So this block right here is where we start attract mode actually running. So this is where we need to say screensaver start. And I think that's all we need, in theory. Get icons next to the platforms in LaunchBox. Yeah, that has been requested, and honestly, that was a request from a very, very long time ago. But I need to get it in there. I agree. It hasn't been a priority because it's requested once every blue moon. But yeah, I agree. That would be nice to have. All right, so we're built. Dropbox looks like it's synced. I have no idea if this is even going to work, guys, honestly, but let's give it a shot. I know my Dropbox over here is still syncing videos. So, and the other thing is I need to pull out my keyboard and mouse. Hopefully you guys can still hear me over here. There's 171 files that are still downloading over here, and they're video files. But it looks like it did just update Big Box. So let's give it a run and see what happens. Can you guys see? I hope. I really got to upgrade the speakers in this thing. Alright, so if we go into arcade, the other thing, yeah, I'm not getting any blinking. The other thing is, I probably need to configure LEDBlinky. I'm guessing that the platforms are not correct out of the box. So I probably need to configure LEDBlinky to make those correct, would be my guess. So, anybody have a clue? What do you guys say? Do you know how to configure LEDBlinky to make... Interesting. To make... to change the platform names. Anybody know how to do that? Hey Martin, no, Monday was Labor Day here in the US, and so I didn't stream that day. I did do a lot of work on Monday with the voice recognition, but I didn't end up streaming. Cool. So, let's see what we can do here. Config. Yes, yes. I think supposedly this should be configured. All right, so I have, for those of you that know how to work with LEDBlinky, specifically K-Money, if you're here and listening, first off, I hope that this is portable. Does LEDBlinky save all its settings into this LEDBlinky folder? Or is it saved into the registry or something like that? I hope it's saved right here. I really hope it's saved right here, so that I can sync with Dropbox between my machines. It saves in the folder. Thank you, Nosh. So that is the first thing. And then, oh look, he's using the speech recognition stuff too. Cool. And not the recognition stuff, but the speech synthesis stuff by Microsoft. Then, another thing, settings.ini. Gotcha. How do I change the platform names is the second question. Anybody know? Because I need to be able to say that arcade is MAME before I'm going to see anything. If that makes sense. I mean, I could hard code that, but input map.xml. It's not that I don't want to compete with them, Beatlemaniac. It's that I don't want to be building hardware myself, and I don't want to hire a bunch of people to do it. I just don't have any desire to do that particular part of it. So I don't care about competing with anybody. Heck, if I had the resources and the interest in building cabinets myself, I would, but I don't. I would rather just, have somebody else do that part. Yes, I do need to reach out and get that set up for sure. But in order for me to do that, I've got to make sure that the company understands that there's interest, because they're not going to be interested in doing any of this unless it's requested. So that's kind of why I'm asking you guys to request it. All right, so here's the key code mapping. That's good. 18 buttons, interesting. Thought I only had 16. No, I do have 18 buttons. Yep. Cool. So that's what he configured for me already. And then... So this is perhaps... We have an emulator. Okay. And then other. And then front ends. And he probably needs to add LaunchBox in here for this. Control defaults for MAME. So I might, rather than make everybody change this stuff, maybe I should be outputting different stuff for the platforms. Okay, so I should use LEDBlinky straight out the gate. So mapping. That should already be configured. I know that's working because LEDBlinky is able to. Keith configured that particular part for me. It's just in the controls editor. Okay, so there we go. LEDBlinky controls editor. Okay. Why are there so few in here though? So maybe we need all that stuff configured. So should I go download LEDBlinky? Is that the best approach here? Oh, come on. Don't tell me the Hyperspin forums are down. Yeah. Yay, hey, guys. Hyperspin's forums are down. Wonderful. Okay. Well, doesn't look like I'm going to be downloading LEDBlinky unless I already did or something. I did at one point, but I'm not sure I still have it. When LEDBlinky gets a new platform it doesn't recognize, it will add it so you can then configure it. You know what? I'm an idiot, guys. I disabled LEDBlinky, didn't I? I'm almost positive I did. Alright, here we go. LaunchBox, though. I can't remember if I've got separate settings for it in LaunchBox and Big Box. Okay, thank you. Okay, money. Okay. LEDBlinky, look at that. You see that? I hadn't enabled LEDBlinky. I turned it off because it will throw errors when you don't have the controller attached, which makes sense. So I'm going to have to do something about that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, but I bet that makes all the difference in the world. That was stupid. Okay. So now, in theory, we should at least we should see something, I hope, out of the box here. We'll see. So you guys can sort of see this, maybe. I need to make sure my LaunchBox XML actually syncs. I'm not sure if it's still working. It says it's completed, but I don't see that it updated. Check the date on the file. $11.40. So it seems like my XML file hasn't updated yet. Or no, 10:47. There it is. I think it's updated. Let's hope. Start it up. See what we get. See if we get any blinking at all. There we go. Oh, and I need to put my license in there. So at least it's not really doing anything else though. Probably because the stuff doesn't match up. At least it's blinking things. Ah, we have errors. Yes, I'll display the error log. Missing value in settings.ini main controls file. Okay, so settings.ini needs to have a main controls file. What's that mean, guys? All right, so okay, so this is blank and we need that. Maybe I should just start getting LEDBlinky going. Is that what I should do? Okay, LEDBlinky. What's it say to do here? Run LEDBlinky.exe. Do I need to put it in my folder or what? Okay. So we gotta select all this stuff. I wonder if I put it in the folder if it will pick it up correctly though. Because I've already got that stuff configured. No. All right, fine. Controls. That's not what I want. Input map. This tells me all the keys. Player 1 up is up. This is going to be a royal pain in the butt, though. And they used these stupid drop downs that, yuck. Key code up. There. Key code down. It's going to be a lot of hunting. That's for sure. I'm not complaining, though. I'm not complaining. Player 1, button 1. Is left control. Button 2 is left alt. Button 3 is space. Button 4 is left shift. Button 5 is Z. Button 6 is X. Button 7 there is no button 7, it's just 6 buttons per player, and then we have the system buttons. Player 1 start, we have key code 1, player 1 coin is key code 5, leave those blank, and then player 2, and then we have admin exit game is key code escape. Pause. Oh, there's separate ones for rocket launcher pause and main pause. So what is what? I need to test some buttons here. Pause should be this button here, which is enter. Looks like it's return. Key code enter. Same thing for main. Let's check up on the comments here in case you guys know something I don't. It should automatically add emulators to control editor. Sure. Maybe you made it temporarily full screen. Go back into the LEDBlinky config. You have to add some main specific info like INI files. Sure, I'll do that in a second here. Have you configured the main config tab? I think colors, INI, and MAME, CFG, and etc. It's going to take a while to get your head wrapped around everything. Probably better to do it off the stream. It took me a while to figure everything out. Sure. And I can do that, but I want to at least make it functional for you guys. I mean, I'd like to test this. So that is the goal. I don't really want to just abandon this and go do something else. So let me finish this up here real quick. I know this is boring. I'm sorry, guys. And then I'll click generate, and then we'll go configure the MAME stuff. So we have the pause stuff, the select key. Maybe that should be enter. I don't know. I'll have to play with these buttons to figure out the best spot for this stuff. Select is... Let's do select as enter. And then the pause stuff, I'm going to do the... whatever this is here. That's tab. Key code tab. So that'll do there. And then we just have the player 2 stuff. Player 2 start, player 2 coin. Two is start. Player 2 coin. I don't really have a player 2 coin, I don't think. Hopefully that doesn't matter for most games. I could add something, but I'm gonna leave that blank for now. And then just the up, down, left, and right. I gotta look that up. Up is RFDG. RFDG for up, down, left, right. R F D and G. And then I have the rest of the stuff noted here for me. Player 2 button 1 is A. It's ASQWIK. A. S. Q. W. I. K. In theory, that should do it, I think. Go ahead and click generate. LEDBlinky controls.xml was created. Okay. And it renamed the old one with old. That's pretty awesome. Yes. So now we should have, if we open up controls editor, we should have a bunch of different, yeah, look at that. That's awesome. Interesting. So then we still got the issue where things are not named the way they should be, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. But anyways, so the next thing was, I'm going to go back to your comments, guys. You said yeah, I might need to change that up. I wonder if I load this back up, hopefully it saved my stuff. I hope. Good. So I can change it. That makes me happy. All right, so we can change that later without too much trouble. Going back up a bit though, we need to go into the config and fix some stuff, right? Have you configured the main config tab? LEDBlinky config. Main config folder. So first off, of course, this sucks because it needs to be a relative path if this is gonna work properly. I hope it works. And I don't know what folder to put in here. Is it the CFG folder? And I wonder if it will let me do a relative path in here for this. The controller file. These say they're optional. Yes, CFG folder. Thank you, K-Money. I'm going to have to set this to, for now, this is going to be to a non-existent folder on this machine because this is what it is on my other machine. It's a little bit different. And I hope I can make this a relative path so that doesn't cause problems, but we'll have to see. Main.xml, controls.ini. I guess we need those as well. I do need a colors ini folder. Okay. Where do I find these XML files? I guess I can do a search. Okay. So it's in the LEDBlinky folder? Yeah. Colors.ini is right there. Okay, I see. Controller file. Controls.ini. So wow, this is the old browse dialog that doesn't give you anything. So my main folder does not have any controls.ini and it does not have any main.xml files. So where exactly am I supposed to get those? If I go to LEDBlinky, controls.ini does not exist, neither does main.xml. So lovely, I don't have those files. Where am I supposed to get them? So I assume none of this stuff is gonna work without that stuff. Yuck. All right. Well, yeah, you can generate this stuff using MAME. I know I've done that junk before, but what a pain in the rear. Why should we have to do that? Come on. Oh well. Generated my own MAME XML for my MAME install. Keep in mind that I don't think I told Keith not to do much configuration because of course we were going to reconfigure it. So I think if he would normally do a lot of the stuff for you, by the way. Anyways, MAME XML controls.ini. I know I have a copy of that stuff somewhere. I've got an idea. I was just going to go steal it from the Lightspeed MAME importer because I know it's got this stuff, but I'm trying to figure out where on earth I can download it. I thought it was in the thread. But it's not at the beginning of the thread like I thought. So perhaps I got to go hunting inside of it. Where's the link? Or maybe I was in the wrong thread. Yeah, okay, here it is. Wow, I gotta fix this stuff, these links. Alright, downloading. Oh, the controls.ini file needs to be cab specific, huh? Darn it. Alright. Okay, the official home of the controls.ini file. Yeah. The file cannot be found in either static version available. Good. So I got controls.ini. Move that to my LEDBlinky folder. Controls.ini. And then MAME XML. Now that, pretty sure, come on. Stupid Windows, hurry up. Lightspeed, support files. Thought he had MAME XML in here, but I'm probably wrong. Probably gonna have to go find it somewhere else. Because I'm certainly not going to generate that MAME XML. It's a royal pain in the butt to do that. It takes forever. So anybody got a link to MAME XML? Because I don't have it. I'm using I'll just do a Google search for it. It's easy to generate, but it takes a long time, so I don't really want to sit here waiting for it. That makes sense, Nosh. Lightspeed generates MAME XML only when you run it. It's specific to the version of MAME you select. Oh, that figures. That makes sense. Thank you. So, yeah, again, we got to generate it from MAME itself. So maybe we should just generate the dumb thing then, huh? You know what? It should work without this stuff for the other platforms. So let's just try that and see where we get. I'm tired of messing with this crap. So let's go to the cabinet, make sure everything's synced, and see if we get any lights blinking. Looks like it did update the settings. See what we get here. I need to add my LEDBlinky license. Nintendo 64 should be correct. The platform name, I would think. Yeah, something's not working. Sigh. Alright, what's the problem now? So if I look at my controls editor, let's look for a Nintendo. All these platform names have underscores in them for some reason. Why? Why would they do that? Okay. Well, and then the other interesting thing is we have Nintendo Entertainment System listed for the emulator, but there's no games listed for these. So I can change the platform name. I guess we'll try that. What? Yes, I'm sure I wish to edit the name. Oh. It won't even let you put in a space. Interesting. Okay. So I need to replace spaces with underscores? Is that what's going on here? Interesting. What do you guys know about the underscores? Hey, Polymorph, welcome. Most platforms use the same buttons for all games. That makes a lot of sense. MAME is one of the ones where every game is button specific. Sure. Okay. So I get that. So I think maybe, would you agree, K Money, anybody else, that one of the issues we're running into is that the platform names all have underscores in them? Is that the issue? Because it would be easy to fix that. I guess I'm going to give it a shot here. Platform.replace a space with an underscore. And then in theory, I think basically we can get rid of these quotes because we shouldn't need them at that point since we're replacing all the spaces. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops. Okay, K-Money. Thanks. Me too, Jade. Me too. Okay, and then we have the game name. And that's it, really. In theory. So I guess we'll see. Let's build it. I just want my little buttons to blink. Let's get the license. I have a license in from Artsu. Let's get that license in there as well. To activate the registered version, just place both files in your LEDBlinky folder, and that is it. There's my files. So it built. I'm synced with Dropbox, supposedly. Guess we'll see what happens now. Let's check Dropbox over here. Okay, we got the license in there. I need to check make sure my big box exe updated. 11/21. Yep. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Why now did my LEDBlinky stuff not blink or anything? What? What happened there? It's like LEDBlinky disappeared. We will get this working. I will not give up. Hyperspin XMLs for ROM names. That makes sense. LEDBlinky is all there. It's all configured. Yeah, and that's what I just did, Nosh. But I don't understand why it didn't, like, do anything. Okay, so of course it's going to give me an error on this system. So it's actually, at least it seems like it's trying to run LEDBlinky. Maybe not everything was synced. I'm not sure. So let's try this again. Before it was at least, you know, popping up the start animation. I don't understand why that disappeared. Yeah, now nothing is working, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. Lovely. That makes sense, Jay. Yeah. I just don't understand why nothing works now. Is there a... There should be a log file. What's this? Okay, sure. Okay. Debug.log. 48. 1048. So it stopped creating debug logs. Why? That's outdated. Hey Frank, welcome. Debug.zip, what is this? Huh. There should be an LEDBlinky troubleshooting exe included with LEDBlinky as well. There is, so I'll try that. LEDBlinky troubleshooter, okay. What's the problem? Buttons, controls, and not lighting as expected for the front end. Debug session. New. To create a new debug session, exit this application and start your front end. Run the games that are not working as expected. Exit your front end and restart this application. It's like it's not even running it for some reason anymore. I don't understand. Okay, obviously getting buttons to light. So why my debug session is from like 45 minutes ago and there's no other debug session listed? That's what I don't understand that. That's kind of weird. What if I start up LaunchBox? Okay. It's definitely configured. To enable it, seems like it should be running it. But I still don't have any additional debug sessions. So maybe I need to get into the LEDBlinky config and enable it. I don't know, maybe it somehow got disabled. Oh. Front end startup animation. Okay, so some of these were changed, it looks like. So the settings. Front end quit animation. We got the main config, audio animation. Great. Yeah, I don't care about that right now. So now, if I start up Big Box, I should at least get the startup animation. Or not. Lovely. I don't understand what happened, man. It was working. There it is. That's pretty. Button flash active, all the LEDs. FE active animation, FE list change animation. Screensaver animation. So it should be doing something. It really should. In LaunchBox and Big Box, it should at least be doing something. I don't understand really what the issue is here. And I'm getting nothing. It's running. I don't get it. What did I do to break everything? Ah! Goodness sakes. Do you have other front end chosen in options? No. Maybe. Front end options. Where is that? Miscellaneous options. I don't see that. Oh yeah, it's selecting. Yeah, other front end is checked. In the FE menu. Yes. I assume that's what it should be. Oh, interesting, Phobos. Neil, Frank. I have not tried UWP, but I probably should. Monster will build one just like this if you ask him to. He has the markups, or he has the mock-ups, so yeah, feel free. If you want to build one like it, go ahead. You have to type Windows in your MAME INI file under output. When you change anything in the LEDBlinky config, you have to click Save also. Yes. And I have been doing that. Honestly, Frank, I don't know much about UWP at this point. All right. So what is the problem? Come on. The really odd thing is that, well, I wonder, it's not doing any more debug sessions. So first off, I kind of need to figure out how to enable debug sessions. I don't know, one of those, I think LEDBlinky or whatever, changed a bunch of my options and messed something up. That's all I can figure. I'm not sure what else would have caused that, really. Enable debug log. The debug log is enabled. So what the heck is going on? What happened? Maybe I broke it when I started putting in the main configuration and didn't finish it. I don't know. That's possible. So let's go ahead and generate that main file. Maybe that'll fix it. Arrgh. Frank, I'm just saying you're sounding an awful lot like a troll, and I'm not gonna put up with it for much longer. So keep acting like a troll, and I'll ban you pretty quick. I'm not in the mood right now for a troll. You can, yeah, that's it. I'm done. Enjoy your life, Frank. And then we have the live coding TV spam stuff. Apologies if you're not just a spammer, Johnny, but I've seen that before. Bye-bye, both of you. Hope I never see you again. Okay, so MAME. We need to generate the MAME XML. It's just, there it is. There's my command. All right, so in MAME, my emulators, go to MAME. We'll open up a command window here. And I'll say MAME64.exe -list XML output to MAME.xml, right? Hopefully. There it goes. Hopefully that doesn't take too long to generate. I'm doubtful that's really going to fix things, but it's worth a shot, right? Still going. There it is. Done. Yeah, that didn't take as long as I remembered. All right, and then I'm gonna leave that in there. It's huge. It's 185 megs. Wow. We'll copy that over to the LEDBlinky folder. And we'll go into the config. And we'll go into MAME config. MAME.xml. This folder thing is going to kill me, I know. That could be the problem for all I know. But this should be correct. On the other machine, it's correct. Hopefully we can figure out if, hopefully these can be relative paths. So we will, I guess I can test it now. I need to wait for it to sync. Was that the same guy? That PCSX2 dev? Or no, that was a different guy, right? I don't know. They're all just faceless trolls. No encoder is detected. Oh, well, this is on my. That's because on this machine there is no LED. There's no LED blinky setup. There's no hardware for it. It doesn't. It doesn't do that over on the on my arcade cabinet. Frank was the PCSX2 guy. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Just a real winning troll there that comes back with various usernames constantly over and over and over again. All right. Yeah, we should be up to date. I I don't have a lot of faith that this is actually going to do something, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we still got nothing. You know what? What if LEDBlinky just like crashed and I just need to kill the process? Could that be it? No, apparently not. Yeah, still. Whoa, 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 whoa! What just happened? Okay. Huh. Did I mess something up in my code? Oh my goodness. So it's performing an exit animation now, right? And that's it? Don't ask me why. Goodness. All right, config. I have a gameplay animation. I have a startup animation. This should be doing it. Front end options. What is button flash? Maybe if I set that to active, something will change. I don't know. Let's check out the code. Let's just make sure I didn't just completely screw up the code somehow. Obviously the front end start never changed, and that was working fine before, so I don't see how this is a code issue. It couldn't be. Good riddance indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that he's really what he claims to be. He has enough knowledge to be dangerous. He's proven that, but I kind of doubt that he's anything but a loser, frankly. Because I can't imagine anybody with any intelligence wasting their time on something like that. So, cool. K-Money. I'll talk to you soon. So, what's going on? It's doing it on exit only. Why would it be doing an animation on exit and nothing else? Neil. All right. I don't think this is LaunchBox code that's the problem here. Something's got to be messed up with my configuration. That's all I can figure. Enable cabinet LEDs. Run secondary independent animations. Huh. Oh. Enable debug log. That might help. I thought I had that enabled. Okay. Okay. So that should help. Let's let that sink and then try and debug it. See what we get. I will get this thing working. My mouse is over here. Settings are updated supposedly. I'm going to go into the LEDBlinky configuration though. And make sure things are set the way they're supposed to be. Yeah, we have the debug log. Everything looks fine. I wonder... Doesn't look like LEDBlinky is running. That's good. So start it up. Still no animation on startup. Don't know why that is. And I get nothing in here. Okay. You know what? I wonder if... I don't know. It seems like maybe the commands are... I don't know. Okay, that's good. Game select animation. Why did it all of a sudden start working? I don't know. I don't have any idea. I guess we'll check arcade. Doesn't look like it's lighting up the buttons for that particular game. Okay, so we got the exit animation. It seems to be doing the switching animations. We're getting there. Why it wasn't working for so long, I have no clue at all. Because we didn't really change much of anything to fix this stuff. It's not doing the front end start animation, and I don't know why that is. It seems like it takes... Okay, alright, so when you first load it up, it takes a while to load up, I think. is potentially the issue there. That would make sense. Okay. So perhaps I wasn't waiting long enough for it to load up. That could be the issue. So, other than getting the game-specific configurations working, it does seem to be working now. So, there you go. We're getting there. So then it's just getting the game-specific configurations to load, but that's the fun of it. So yeah, at least it seems to be working now. I think what might have happened is the LEDBlinky EXE, I'm guessing, just crashed or something like that. And when that crashes, you probably have to kill it before anything will be recognized. That's all I can figure as far as, you know, why it wasn't working for so long. So there's that. And then just need to figure out how to map the controls up for all the games, stuff like that, which somebody did mention earlier in the stream that my MAME version was busted. So I probably need to upgrade my MAME version in order to get those MAME controls working properly. But that shouldn't be too bad. So I'll do that here soon. Jade, yes, I did get your email. Yep, and I will look at that probably later today. Thank you. So, next. Game configuration. I kind of want to play with this stuff a little bit too with the LEDBlinky config. The start animation and the exit animation. It could be, well, we could code it all into LaunchBox, yeah, but I think that's honestly a waste of time. There's a lot that has gone into this. This isn't really a quick thing to develop. So it would be nice if we could have LaunchBox automatically configure a lot of this difficult stuff to configure. That's feasible. That's possible. That's more feasible than recoding the entire thing. I don't want to do that, and I also don't want to do that to R2. There's no reason for it. So yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Configuration options. I think we should configure it over here though, because I can't see the. I hope you guys can hear me when I go over there. Hadn't thought about that too much. Okay, front end options. Anybody know what button flash means? We have the startup animation, the list change animation, which is that guy. I want to change that. Curtain close. Dissolve in out. Kind of like that. The quit animation's fine. Screensaver animation is a random montage. miscellaneous options, game options. There's a gameplay animation, game pause animation, game start animation. It was doing something different every time you selected a different game, which I didn't really like, so we want to do something about that probably. Well, let's go ahead and give this a run, see what we get. Now I expect it's going to take a second to load up and then do the start animation, maybe. There it is. Okay, so it just takes a second to load. And then, okay, nothing's happening there. But when we change the list, okay, we got our list change animation. List change animation. It's doing that with every game, and I think I know why. Maybe not. But we're not going to want that, obviously. That might be a coding thing. So there's a few things I need to tweak here, obviously. Awesome, EA. Hey, K Money. Yeah, I got it. I got it working. It seems like everything is working, other than game-specific stuff. So we're getting there. The other weird thing is it seems to be doing the animation with every time I switch to a new game, which isn't quite right. So I got to do something about that. Game God, yeah. I hear you. It is. I will say it is better when we can get things integrated. Absolutely. But this in particular, I think, unfortunately, or fortunately, it would be too much work for me to put in the effort to set everything else aside, and I mean, it would be too long. Take it easy, Neil. It should light up some buttons when you enter a platform. Yes, and it does. But what it's doing, K Money, is with every single time I move to a new game, it's flashing it with the transition. So I think that might be my code. Actually, we'll see. Oh, specific buttons for that platform. That aspect was working for me in your latest beta. Interesting. Yeah, that's not working, and I don't know why. All right, so anyways, what's going on here? Game select. The list change should only be happening here, and that's the 8 is what is supposed to be playing the list change animation. Yeah, it's something like that is possible, but I also have to be careful because I can't distribute other people's files all the time. It depends on licensing and all that kind of stuff. So I do that for some stuff. Like we do distribute DOSBox and we do distribute ScumVM because we're allowed to. But yeah, It gets hairy quick. But I do want to make things as easy as possible. So, yeah, I would like to head in that direction if we can at some point. So, first off, why am I getting the change list animation? I'm curious if I disable, should do that over here. If I go in and disable the gameplay animation, I'm not sure what the difference is between gameplay animation and game start animation. That doesn't make much difference, might make much sense to me, but maybe that's what's causing that weirdness. Start up big box. Wait for it to load. There it goes. Okay, there's our animation for switch list. Still doing that every single game. So, we have the list change animation. Under game options, I don't have any animations selected at all. So I don't know why that is. If I get rid of the list change animation, I wonder if that one goes away. It's a good test. See what we get. There it is, it's loaded. Okay, it didn't do anything there. That's as expected. Yeah, okay. So for some reason, it's doing a list change animation for every single game change, which isn't quite right. Why is it doing that? So that's one thing I gotta figure out. Why would list change be being called too often, basically? One thing I wanted to do is remove it from options. System and options. We don't need it flashing for that. Show options, I'm going to get rid of that. And then show system, I'm going to get rid of that. But then also, somehow or other, list change is getting called every single time we switch a game. And I'm going to actually do a debug session here on this machine so we can get that figured out. In my list change, so first off, I'm going to go ahead and start up Big Box and we'll attach to it And then I'm going to go into a particular platform. Then I'm going to put a breakpoint on list change and figure out what the stack trace is. It's not being run. List change is not being run. Great. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's because I bet it's because this line right here. We're doing this every single time unnecessarily. Well, I sort of get it. We don't need to do that all the time. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm looking at. I'm sorry. Hold on. So, oh great. Well, there's my beta for you. Alright. So this, it's probably because I killed the debug session. This line right here, on game select, I'm telling it what platform we're using every single time. Which sort of makes sense for lists that don't maintain the same platform for every single one of them. But for now, I'm going to comment that out. But what Artsu told me in the email, though, is that it should only run the animation when you call that, not when you call this. But apparently that's not how it works. So I expect that'll solve that problem. I hope. Okay. And then we're going to want to get back into the LEDBlinky configuration. Although this has to sync now. The new big box version. So let's go over here and configure LEDBlinky, config, gameplay animation, fine. Well, let's do something different. That's recognizable, maybe. Oh, interesting. Zippy. Huh. Okay. And then in the front end options, we need to turn the list change animation back on. Okay. And then save this stuff. And hopefully Big Box is synced now via Dropbox. 1212, yep. Let's go ahead and run it. We'll see what we get. Wait for the startup animation. There it is. Moving to Nintendo 64. Ah, Why didn't I get my list change animation? I did there. There, I got it. Huh. All right. I think that's working. Basically. All right. Progress. And then game specific stuff. That's the next thing. An option, K-Money, can you clarify what is an option I need to change in the LEDBlinky config? Yeah, this setup process, I agree that this setup process is not nearly as easy as I would like it to be. So hopefully I can work with Artsu and simplify it some. Although first things first, we just got to make LaunchBox and BigBox actually work with it the way it should, and then simplifying it is the second thing to worry about. Make sure light game controls is checked and gameplay animation is turned off. Ah, okay. Light game controls is checked and gameplay animation is turned off. Gameplay animation was on, so we'll turn that off. I have light game controls checked, and I also have light player start and coin buttons checked. What about game start animation? Yeah, K-Money, I'm just trying to get the settings correct here. I have light game controls checked, light player start and coin buttons checked, and I turned off the gameplay animation, which I had previously had selected, so that's part of it. And then game start animation, I have I have selected. Should I turn off game start animation maybe? We'll go ahead and save this. And close it out. We'll try it like this and see what we get. So we go on Nintendo 64. I didn't wait for LEDBlinky to start up. There's a list change animation. List change animation. Let's go to something like NES, which should be simple. Still not getting any game controls to light up. Could be that the platforms don't match up, something like that, for all I know. Yeah. Okay, K-Money, thank you. Take it easy, Game God. That's awesome. Cool. Have a good one. All right, so we're pretty much good to go with this, other than specific game configs. So that's what I'm gonna be working on next. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream so I can dive into that, see what I can figure out. By the end of the day, I'm gonna have a beta out with these LEDBlinky changes for you guys to play with. Even if it's not in any better of a state than what I've got right now, I'm gonna get a beta out so other people can help me test. But I think we're in decent shape. Visi, right now there's three options. It's just computer, big box, and LaunchBox. Yes, eventually I'll add options for that. I'm trying to find a good word that works generally, but yes, eventually we'll be able to change that, I would expect. The problem is, it's, as you've already seen, most words are not going to work very well. There's only certain words that are actually going to work well. So I'm hesitant to open that wide open. But anyways, thank you, K Money. I appreciate that. Everybody take it easy, and I'm excited that we at least have it functional. We got things blinking. So hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have the game configuration stuff going as well, and we'll go from there. Take it easy, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.